for the first time ever. Very nice to see. Apparently it's just waiting. It's not live enough yet for me actually to view my stream. Okay, try again. There we go. No.
No. By the way, that is in this lobby.
I am. I'm spectating.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. He's not here then.
No, he's not here yet. Just send it him again when you're good and ready. Have a nice bit of alchemy magic, I suppose. That lovely noise we love to hear. Sounds a bit like this. That was me sipping my rum and coke, and that's exactly what Esco does.
Perfect. Not so rummy.
But ladies and gentlemen, we are here for SeeMyBuild versus Esco. No, versus Snail. Jesus Christ, I just said that because I was nearly accidentally typed in. Fuck my life. It is Snail versus SeeMyBuild. Or, as I might say, Snail v JJ. Just to spin it all around on its head.
Bro, what's happening?
He's just waiting for Foxtrack to get in the session, but there is only 2 spectator slots. I don't think they understand that bit.
There's just so many people in the session.
What the fuck?
Snail really is annoying, isn't he? Taking ages.
Yeah, it is something we've come across quite a few times, is the French guys that were looking to commentate didn't realise only 2 people are able to spectate.
Right, well, that is us.
Snail is here now. I believe Lazy is already spectating too. And we'll be looking to get to the action when they're good and ready. I'm not typed with anybody. I've not typed with everybody apparently. Or my headset's died. Hello? Yeah, my headset started playing up slightly.
Alright, right. That's us, I guess, yeah. Silver, can you hear me? That's alright.
There we go. Rockstar coding.
Fox, you're shit.
Yeah, my man.
That's right, I'm just making sure you can hear me.
Yeah, I can. Can now. My headset cut out for a second. Still hear me while I was speaking. I'm good to go.
Let me know when you're good.
Oh, I'm good whenever.
Alright, let's fucking do it. Oh, this little shit's gonna win this race, man.
Good luck to both. That's what I'm just writing as my final message in the chat. And I'll say it louder for the stream. Good luck, huge good luck to both. Let's go. And Snail. Lazy is streaming as well. We've got good luck guys from Critics. We've got good luck boys from Asan. Hello, how are you doing, Fox? I'm doing very well, thank you. Fluids, how is everybody doing as well? Good luck to both. Good luck Pablo Escobar and Snail. Snail's track selections. Trench 2, Trench 2, Trench 2, Trench 2? Question mark? But no, Snail has gone Trench 2, dual Maze Bank in the city. Green Machine, Vespucci, Spinner and Wall Climb from... Amen. Let's go.
Fuck.
Let's go. Taking nice early lead into the tube. Pulls down nice and sharp. For the exit, it's a little too sharp though. Nose plants the floor and ends up in a bit of a flip. Didn't explode. It's going to save a little bit of time to respawn. So, if there are any French viewers, do feel free as well to have lazies on. Have a little listen in. That is nice and tidy through the corner from Snail. Good on the brake boost. Down the straight. Through the corner, nice and tidy. Little slide. Clip the curbs nicely, getting a couple of the brake boosts along the way. Oh, into the tube. It did look a little bit rough on our screen, but handled nice and smooth. In actuality, carries the speed through the gap. Comes through underneath the tube and over the little lip.
Oh, that water's been a little piece of shit then.
Good luck, both offered from Shiftless. Now, this is the first race. Snail on the first lap with the 101.642. It's looked good and clean. Brings it down to a 58.431. Potentially building on that 10-second lead he had after a mistake out of the first tube. Long mobbing and good luck Esco from Tony.
Yes.
Showing support to his French compatriot. Good and clean again through the tube. Underneath, clean. Now pulls to the left to avoid the
bro,
stop
what
sign.
is this break? What the fuck?
And to a point has to heavy throttle the car to make sure he makes it round the corner and just feathering to make sure Esco's got every chance of finishing. Paying good respect back. There's a lot of their beefy looking banter is just banter.
I believe my voice is shared, so I'm going to be as quiet as
It's
possible.
nice and tidy. Good luck, Esco from OGI. Retracted that message too, but I caught it, lad. You're just offering the look to Esco. But good luck, both from Randos. And no, you can't go changing. You picked Esco, OGI. I saw it. That's what the message retracted above said, ladies and gentlemen. Said good luck Esco. Now he's changed it to good luck both. Knew he was going to get called out on it. You can see my man Lazy joining me on the commentary bench with a 58.431 from Snail with 314.920 was just enough to see Esco off with the mistake and the brick on the third lap, wasn't it there, Esco? There was a brick.
Yeah, I got inside the tube, or not the tube, inside
Can't
the
hear
canal.
you, Fox. Have no sound at the moment. What? Oh, okay. You can't hear. Maybe it's. Yeah, you can hear me. It's that he's got no sound. 1, 2, 0. Snail. On to Jewel.
Right. I pray to the Lord for no brakes.
Good and tidy. Nice and tidy. Over the cabs, pulls in for the wall ride. Good and clean. Out, both good and clean. Snail gets a little bit better acceleration with the lower exit. Esco hits gas pipes and does have to respawn.
Fucking pipes.
Make sure that you can clear, jump nice and clean. My headset is playing up slightly, sorry ladies and gentlemen, I will try to fix it somehow throughout. Good and clean over the jump from Snail. Nice and tidy over the jump again and through corner down the hill, nice and clean. Clicking a bit of curve, heading in for the barrier ride. Oh, avoids it, just teasing us with a few dabs of the brake in the air, just bringing the engine speed down. The score is 1-0 as well, fluids. It is nice and tidy again. Snail chose not to go with the bull ride, which may give Marty the opportunity to close the gap up. Treatment at this stage. Snail good and clean through the corner set again. And over the jump, clipping the curbs nicely. Carrying the little that dip into the curb and lands inside the checkpoint, really good and clean. Through corner before the loop, brake boosting before, very nice. Yeah. And hello new boys or big boys, how are you going fella? Nice to see you again. Comes through the corner and down the hill, landing at the very bottom, coming over the crest of the hill. Pulls the car down, shapes it for the corner nicely, flipping over the curb, really clean. Snail pulls through, really nice, brushes the barrier, gets the curb boost across the line. See, that time comes, I think it stayed the same, 1:27.718 from Snail. Yeah, Snail goes wide, comes off on the wall ride, just drifts a little bit too far to the right. Car slides across the track. That is going to allow Esco a chance to close that gap up. Snail still holds the lead at this point. Across the jump, nice and tidy. Little tap of the horn while it's in the air. And these are Esco does and has said that he does put the opponent's tracks first when he's hosting, so we'll see all 4 of Snails, I believe. Snail just coming above Esco as he's gone through the jump himself. Over nicely, catches it really clean in the midpoint of the checkpoint. Now tapping that horn every now and then, maybe just a little shout out to Lazy with the broken control, just the odd tap of the horn going through the corners, and there it is again, the little tap of the horn, and again, I do think Snail knows exactly what he's doing. He does. He knows exactly what he's doing. Is this lad actually French? Because he understands perfect English. Bless you, man. And good luck, JJ and Esco. That is JJ across the line. Hello, tagger, and give us a little song. Is that to Randos to sing along to the music? Randos, mate, I hope you have a very good night, wherever that music is, celebrating your progression through to the semis. The 1:24.786, showing that Esco did push really hard on that final lap, did close the gap up. 1:27.718 is the best lap from Snail, was enough to see him across the line in first. That does see Snail with 2-0 lead. Again, Esco, really, his objective is to take one of these first 4 tracks and then try and win his own. He feels nice and confident with his track selections. We're on to In the City. What is it, lol, JJ into Snail, he's giving us a song, but I guess that too, yep. Now, if they've managed to complete the parkour, they may well be in the stream. Just in case, hello to my drinking buddies Scarface, Azzy Boy, Razza, Luke and Jack. We're getting nicely, I got nicely tipsy before, maintaining the level throughout this, and then I'll be back with you afterwards. We are on, as I said, In the City, and I believe we've got Maze Bank to come. Snail did try to throw in a little bit of a last minute change. Esco saying it can go into the next playlist. Like, rightly not taking a late minute change, having only just seen it when he got back and he was loading in. That is a little bit too late. I know Tyrese did take the nick last week, Snail. Just a touch. So, holds pole. Good entry into the tube. Gives him a good line onto the boost and has extended the lead. Good exits from both, a little wider from Snails, does buck up but he manages to get the car down onto all 4 wheels, nice and tidy and pull away from the edge, nice and tight, so trades for a little later, into the gap, nice and smooth, a little bit rough against the right side but carried it really clean. Esco has pulled away, maintaining that lead and developed through tube, slightly extending. Hello Tyrese, my man. It is 2-0 to Snail, but we've seen 2 of Snail's tracks, and this is also Snail's pick. Marty hoping to take one of the first 4 and then move on to his own 4 tracks and try and secure the advantage to go into tomorrow night's entertainment. Snail with a good tube transition, giving himself a good chance to try and close the gap up lightly on Marty, catching good boosts across the tube. Marty is pulling away and you can't see him having already exited the tube just as Snail comes around the crest, cornering just as Snail exits. Really good and clean. Snail drifting slightly to the right, points the nose of the car down, trying to get himself down to the ground. nice and early. Marty snaking back and forth aggressively across the curbs. Snail, with the brake boost into the tube, carries the speed nicely down the hill onto the left side of the tube, nice and clean. After this lap, we may swap on to Marty with the gap, having grown slightly. Marty already swinging through the corner ahead. Snail has taken a bit of time off. Good corner from Snail. But we are at that point, just as the times load in, going to head on over. You see the 214.524 from Esco to 17.301. Esco nicely out of the tube again. Out nice and clean. Pulls over the curbs nicely, just clips the apex and causes the car just to slide ever so slightly, pulls through it nicely out, corrected the car, pulls through the cords, just correct, make sure he clips the anti-apex curb nicely before coming back across for the apex, pulling out at the shadow, nice and controlled, making sure there's enough space between him and the curb, there's no issue with bricking on the edge of the track, clipping the curb nicely again, so just ever so slightly, making sure there's no chance of swinging too far wide of the checkpoint of the tube. Comes on to that thick boost line, sitting just above the shadow, drifting up a little. It's a really nice slide, the back end of the GtaV bobbing heavily. Now, does appear to close ever so lightly. Good speed carried through the jump. Let's go over the curb, aggressive. The brake lights come on for that final drift across. Hey, like I said in the personal message, Lord, like things do happen, we all understand that, and things blow over fast, so when you do come back, you'll be pretty fine, I'm sure. There's many more competitions on the horizon. Keep your eyes and ears open. Nicely into the tube from Esco. You see Esco having brought that time down to 212.467. It's now with 212.391. Does close the gap up, maybe not quite as much as he needs to. So nice and smooth, avoiding all the gaps in the barrier, nice and clean. Right up close. It feathers heavily to get past that barrier on the corner. And clean again, just adjust, get up to the anti-apex before swinging back to the curbs on the apex. And clean entry again on the mid-line on the left. Tube through the corner, and tight, twists around, down to the middle and through the left hand 90 degree. Good clean tube exit, nice and safe, making sure no issues with the back wheels clipping on the tube, potentially stuffing the car, or going too risky and potentially drifting too wide or into the tube itself. Nice tap the horn from Esco, just enjoying the fact that he is able to hold the lead here on Snail's track. Snail nice and clean across the jump. You can see Esco just about to enter the tube ahead, just over the jump, the tube. Over the curbs, really clean, into the tube, nice and smooth. It's happening, Azzy! And all the fluids, the beats are banging. Nicely controlled round the corner, big drift from Snail, pulls to the right after collecting the checkpoint, pulls himself through, That does see Esco bring it back to 2-1.
I ain't getting lined up. Still well rusty, but
Hey, Jack in the chat too. That is Marine Jack. My man, Azzy Boy. 2 of my drinking buddies. Buzzies. Yeah, also, while you're here between the races, do come over, give Lazy a quick hello, thumbs up, etc.
Alright, get this brick and hole over and done with.
He is
No, get
giving
on to the good shit.
a bit of French commentary over on his channel. I think there's a bit of a watch along going on with Foxtrack and Rezkio in the party too.
Oh wait, what?
Quitting session.
Lazy like or Snail like that as well.
Okay, it has lagged out, so we will be going through a little bit of a reset. What did Snail put a question mark?
My Snail lagged out for me. Are we also in the same session? No, I'm not even in the same session.
No, we'll put Snail in his own invite when he can. He just messaged our message group. Let's see what it says. Question mark. Yeah, this is in Stunt Racing. Esco, are you sleeping? See what happens. I think I'm in a public session myself. Yeah. Yep. He's saying H200 instead of Maze Bank. So I think you need to have a little chat with him, Esco. In the chat. But Snail, if you are watching, would you be able to invite us back to your session? Well, this happens, or I'll set up a new one and invite you, I guess. So we can get things moving along smoothly.
Hey, going to the gym later? Listen, I gotta run, okay? Call me.
What? Fox, he reading this?
Yeah.
Did you see what he said?
There's a screenshot above there with messages from both of you. Trench 2 dual in the city Maze Bank with tracks he did tell you in the screenshot you sent.
But that was when I wasn't. We see. The first one I sent, like. Wait.
Hello? Who is this?
Hey, dude, what's going down?
No, that is this 1v1, man. He's lying. He's talking out his fucking arse.
That was our previous 1v1, are you serious?
Bro, he is crazy.
Not quite sure, we'll get this figured out, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, you know what? I don't care. I'll just do it.
No,
But he needs to invite me, bro. Why is
Yeah,
he
you need-
messaging me? Or...
let's say invite us and you'll sort it. I'll put invite us all again. Esco will fix it. Maybe he's right to call you a stoner.
Right, I don't even know if he is, right? He could be, probably, you know what? He could be, right?
Like it happens to me enough, Esco. You're not getting judgment from me, don't worry on that. I can laugh at myself, so I feel alright to have a little laugh at you.
Alright, send it. Did you get one?
Have I? Not just yet. Oh, yeah, it's just come through. Perfect.
God damn.
Just a little second longer than yours. Apologies for that delay, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Read up a bit too high in his personal messages with Snail and picked up the tracks from the last 1v1. Is May's bank is going to be H200, and then the last 4 tracks will be Green Machine, Vespucci, Spinner, and Wall Climb from Esco.
I need to go make sure that I told him the right tracks and just to make sure it doesn't fucking up. Because when I was doing it, I was like, right, you know, if I was like, did I even pick this shit?
When you sent me the screenshot, you're like, were these the tracks I picked?
Alright, hold on.
Thank you, Snail. I'm just on my way in.
Right. See, we barely have. I see what he tried to do, you wee shit, right?
Are you on the street, Esco?
Yeah, or I don't know. What kind of spinner plummet to and rally I picked? Right. What kind? Bro, I forget that already, what the hell?
I can come in and spectate when she launch the session. Now, Tyrese, it's 2-1 at the moment. Esco, has taken. Jack has taken. It is Esco that has taken one of Snail's 4 so far, in having taken in the sea. We have H200 to come.
Right.
And hello, Tuncer, my guy. Hope you're doing alright. Come tell him yourself that Esco, Tyrese saying you're a bot at COD. I know you have your voice on shared, so you can tell him that I'll be his dad one day and send him bed early.
He will be.
Yeah.
Right, okay, I didn't choose Green Machine for some reason. Right, let's do it.
Right, Esco, about to launch into the playlist, so I'll head in and spectate in about 20 seconds time, and we will be back into the action.
Right.
Bet you in the playlist, yeah?
Yeah.
Just in lazy, already spectating on Snail.
Oh
Again.
my god.
Oh my god.
I put H200 in it and it didn't. It still needs bank and I fucking.
Yeah, I'll fix them on you now.
Or wait, no, it's not. It's
Yeah.
still saying H200. What the fuck?
No worries, man. Catch you soon.
Alright, so yeah. Alright, thanks, bro.
Nice, Sunset. I'm doing very well, thank you very much. Mobbin wants to see some bong boost. Playlists are just playing up ever so slightly for Esco. It came up the same. Needs bank again, even though it was changed to H200.
Yeah, it's worked this time.
Perfect. So we have 5 races remaining. The score is 2-1 in Snail's favour. H200 is the last of Snail's picks. We've seen Trench 2, Duel, and In the City from Snail.
Right.
Snail, I'm sure, will join as soon as everything is good. Lazy's end. In fact, let me have a quick glance at Lazy's stream. Make sure everything's going alright that side. Yeah, Lazy's just joining a second. That was what I had expected.
What's the deal with him not accepting invites, man?
He's just he's having to wait for Lazy to get into the session, otherwise he won't be able to spectate.
Oh, okay.
Lazy probably got stuck in the clouds. Nice to see so many people over in Lazy's chat as well. Nicely nice. There we are, just waiting for Lazy to get back into the session with us and Snail, and then Snail will join. There we go, Snail having been spectated upon, I'm guessing, by Lazy. Now, one of the French commentary team, or a member of the commentary team on the French division, depending on how you prefer it worded. And there you go, Mobbin. Hearing that light bong boost build, that light poppity pop, and it hits a crescendo nice and hard. Let's go, chooses his car. Snail ready. Let's go, let's
Right.
it settle in.
Straight back into fucking action. 2-1 in it? It's 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's 3-1 there for a minute, man.
Oh wait, at the moment, let's go. Has the lead. Snail though, with good brake boosting down the first straight, does pull ahead. Good speed carried through the first corner. Where did Esco's car turn then? Gets through the corner, nice and clean from Snail over the little bump, over the curve, nice, pulling through the straight, nice and clean. You see Snail over the jump, through the corner, pulls to the right, just ever so slightly at the tip of the jump, just to get the car angled the way he'd like it for the tube. Nice and smooth exit line there from Snail. Little splash of water, dab of brake again through the air, and then another little dab of brake on the landing. Nice and tidy through the corners, clipping the apexes nicely. See Esco straightening up behind. Nice and smooth onto the white, not taking any big risks with the brick there. Nice and clean in the tube on the left side, allows him to take the grid line into the tube to the right wall without much adjustment at all. Esco does appear to be closing in, just coming through a hairpin behind Snail. So I'm going to spend just a little bit more time with Snail as he goes through the line. We will swap 131.244 to 134.862 from Esco. Snail with a bit of time on his side at this point. Esco pushing hard to close in. A bit of water showing on our screen, but nothing there for Esco. Good clean entry into the wall ride. Lovely exit, really closing the gap in on Snail, potentially having got a little bit of heavy water. Tap of the horn from Esco. Just plays a little bit fast and loose with trouble. Now, is that a brake boost in the tube there, Esco, you went for? Nice and tidy. Again, over the jump. Yeah, short again, a little bit instant, but heavy on the brakes into the corner. Goes over the crest of the hip, pulls through the left-hander, nice and tidy clip of the curb just before the jump. Good brake boost over the curb as he pulls back to the left and anchors the car for the blue platform, nice and smooth. Brake boosting again, pulls to the left. Ooh, doesn't clip a lot of the tube, gets the car nicely straightened out for it on the exit. Pulls through the corner, a little bit of a slide on the entry, shredding a little bit more speed than he'd like, but is holding the pace nicely behind Snail at the moment since the mistake. Good across the curbs, the 130.754 from Esco has taken away the best lap from Snail so far. Nice and clean across the jumps, just starts to pull the car around to the left in the air. Has to take the jump because of the water. Snail with a cleaner wall ride entry this time. Looks like he's got it nice and clean. Esco not able to close up as much time through that sector as he did on the last time round. Good line into the tube this time. No chance of flipping the car. Lovely line, lovely extended, little bit of flare, just correcting it. The car starts aiming it downwards. Its jump trajectory. Esco swings wide, heads in, and completes the ramp skip nice and smooth. Really gathering momentum. Could get nice and tight if Esco manages. Good couple of brake boosts, good clean entry into the tube, a little bit high, turns the GTO into a motorbike for a minute, closing into the corner, a little wobble on the entry as he felt he was maybe going to get too tight for the inside. Now has maintained enough pace to take it to 3-1. Snail crossing the line with the 128.989, I believe it was, but we'll double check that in a second. No, that's the race for shine. It's a 128.969 from Snail to the 128.856 from Esco. That does take it back to 3-1 in Snail's favour. seen all 4 of Snail's tracks. Esco has been able to take one of them, and that is going to put him in a strong position on his 4, just needing to hold them himself, take the win. Snail, a good performance so far though, and it will be putting a little bit of psychological pressure on to Esco, knowing that he does need to win. Up with the horn from the guys. We are on to wall climb, one of Esco's personal favourite tracks. This is playlist 1 mobbing. The second one will be tomorrow night before the draw, and then the draw will be not too long after it. Nice and tidy over the curves before the jump, pull across good speed on the left side of the track. Nice curve boosting, both avoiding the sprint line very cleanly. Shot to avoid the barrier. Really clean from both Snail and Esco through the first sector. Esco has pulled away just a little bit more of a lead than he had from pole. Expecting good boost lines. Up to the right, nice and clean from Snail, making sure that the car gets clean contact with the tube, being just high enough to make sure the car drifts through the gap nicely. Esco exits the tube, pulls through the corner. Snail not too far behind at this point, maybe just under a second between them. Clean through, just angling the car to make sure no chance of hitting that barrier. Over the curbs, nicely into the tube, pulls onto the right wall, over the roof, through the roof line, and then around the final part of the tube. Nice exit through the stop strips, nice and clean. Now went with the drive boost at the top of the hill. Esco collecting it on the way down, maximising the revs. The apex curves nicely behind Esco. The boost now is closing up lightly through that sector. Esco with the good boost line on the beginning of the tube, knowing it so well, has re-extended lead to where it was. Good entirely, just brushes against the barrier. They straighten up, pour the straight, good and clean. Transition down the ramp onto the flat track, keep through the corner, nice and clean, flipping the apex, all 4 wheels across the curve, brake boosting, across the line, and then afterwards by Snail we see a first lap time from Esco of 2:15.170 to 2:15.973, just over 0.8 between the two, 8.03. Nicely through the corner by Snail, behind Esco, again just ever so slightly closing up, I believe, my eye. Esco good crisp across the curb after the boost and before. Now going to carry really good revs into the tube. Snail lag on the start did show him just flipping through. Nice little tap of the horn. In a moment we will be swapping across to Esco. There we go. Not taking the big risk with the ramp skip. Takes the line up into the tube. Nice and smooth, just collect a little bit of the boost on the entry, taking a smooth line into the tube. Through the stop strips nicely. Double dab of the horn, or triple dab of the horn from Esco. Nicely over the curbs, this is the barrier, nice and clean. Uses the curbs bank to help pull the car around just before the car clips across. Nice brake boosting just before the boost up the wall. Alright, entry into the tube, it looked as though it was going to be slightly too aggressive, but it looked really nice and clean. Right through the line on the roof of the tube. Out the other side is good. Tidy stuff. Let's go. Missing the gap in the barrier. Gets the brake boost on the way down the straight, clipping the curbs. Really nice and tidy. Pulls himself through it really well. So yes, go. Bring that time down to a 2:13.299. 2:14.279 from Snail. Let's go. Extend his lead. Right. Just under a second. Right, he pulls sharply to the right to avoid that sticky barrier. Brushes against the barrier again, just to straighten the others out. See the left side, a little bit scratched up. Through the tube, really nice. Cuts the ramp on the right side. Good smooth line through, really pulling out as much of an advantage through the tube he's very familiar with. Maintains pace. Snail really though not too far behind, I mean really good pace behind. Let's go on a very strong track of his own. Being very consistent behind, able to capitalise the potential mistakes that good and clean, pulling down the midpoint back up, just above the midline on the left wall tube, down the stop straight. And a little dab of the horn from Esco. We did see that little stutter of the camera, which maybe sometimes suggests that they got the drive boost, but we are not catching it on our screen. The car lagged forward a bit too much. Good brake boost, and again before the boost you saw the tyre mark extending all the way through to the boost. Good line through, just above that midline, pulls down, lovely exit from Esco. Good braking point, just making sure he misses that gap in the barrier, and that should take it back to 3-2.
Right, this is me grabbing the button. Almost. Just sweating really.
That's what these tournaments should be. They're a little bit sweaty. You want these to be the competitive sessions you join if you.
Yeah.
2:12.366 to 2:13.331 from Snail. So really not too much between them, just under 3 seconds across the 3 laps. Really, really strong stuff there from both.
I'm gonna go off for the night, so I'll
Yep.
speak to you tomorrow.
Catch you tomorrow, my man.
See you later.
See you in a bit.
Very nice GG's from Big Boy. It was incredibly good battle. If there had been a single mistake from Esco, Snail was right there to capitalise, but Esco held the nerve. Some bongo drum boosts from Mobbin. We're in 2 spinner. Esco will be looking to pull it back to level.
It's 3-2 now, right?
Yep. You've got 3 of your own tracks remaining. So, like, as long as you manage to take your tracks, it means you'll take a 5-3 lead. So that's where it plays into your... As we did, like, we'll reveal the discussion, I did say, do you maybe want to put it in 2s, just so if he did go 4 up, it's not a fully, all you can do is draw. And you're like, nah, this is the way I do it. All 4 of theirs first. If I manage to take one of their tracks, I'm in a really good position to try and take my tracks. That is the position he's put himself in. He's lived up to it, applied the pressure to himself, fought through it.
Alright. I'm just stalling, bro. I'm
Yeah, I know. You're just having a little bit of cigarette while the time ticks down.
And just fucking do it.
Bop, bop. He's not going to return it. Snail, nice and tidy, onto the curbs early. Behind Esco, did pull up a little bit, nice tight corner, and heavy bash against the barrier. Good brake boost, and though did see him pull into the lead. Has to feather the throttle a little bit heavier. Then Esco to swing past the blue wall, nice and smooth. And the score, critics, is 3-2 at the moment in Snail's favour. I'm about to say, but Snail just hits the wall, the blue and red wall, just on the transition into the spinner, and that does give Esco a really strong chance to bring it back to level. And you can't feel anything but sorry for Snail there. Maybe something having just caught his eye, maybe a message notification coming through, just wreaking havoc. Nice and tidy across the curbs though from Esco. Snail will be having to push really hard to try and capitalise on any mistakes from Esco, having taken the early respawn to get himself back up to speed for that spinner. Esco with as much as a 10 to 15 second lead on the blue platform, nice and safe, making sure no issue of going underneath it or hitting straight into the flat section of it. Nicely across the jump, lands not too far before the tube itself. Maybe that could be part of the drinking game as he jacks on there every time I say tube. A slightly butchered accent between Scottish, Irish, English. Fuck knows what it is, but it's good. Tube from Esco. Good and tidy. Where's my... Brushes the wall nice and gently. No chance really getting it too hard there. And Esco playing fast and loose again with physics of the game, getting the cart to buck up on two wheels, but handled it again really smoothly, got the cart round back on all four wheels nicely. Nicely down, little drop down after the narrowing of the track, getting into the next section of the track very nicely. To the spinner through it, really nice and clean. After the big jump, we'll have a little switch back to Snail, see how he's getting along. Head back to Esco for the rest of the final lap after seeing it out with Snail, seeing his transition across the big jump and through the tube and such. Good clipping of the curves by Esco, just letting two wheels drift naturally along the line on the track. It's good and smooth again. Pushing it against the barrier, just avoid gapping it. It did show on our screen. Esco hitting it, takes a nice smooth line, just adjusting slightly left to right through the tube, just to adjust for some of the clipping into the tube. So drift slightly to the right to make sure he can clip the curbs nicely on the entrance to the corner, and also straightening out the line nicely. Gets a much lower approach onto the blue, and this, after this, good and clean. Actually, he gets across nice and smooth, no issue. Feathered the throttle just enough to land at the top of the banked blue. And enters the tube nice and smoothly. That does this, swapping across to Snail. Have a little look where he is coming across the transition part. not as far behind as I maybe thought after the early mistake. So there is the potential, if Esco did have to respawn, it would be really tight between the two. Depending on where the respawn is, could cause some significant damage. Esco approaching the big jump up. Now coming through tube nice and smooth. Like I say, with this being Esco's track, at the end of Snail crossing the line, I will head across. So having that slightly higher comfort level here. Keep that pressure on him, so to speak. Should be able to handle it nicely. It has been streaming for quite a long time at this point. Very, very proficient at it. Nicely through the jump up from Snail. We've seen the 229, sorry, 0.883 to 234.23213. Time still below my own, so I can't say anything, but it is a good time. Then Esco's pushing right down, nice and low. Right, flying through the tube, trying to capitalise on as much boost as he can get. Across the curves again nicely, just brushing against the curve before the entry to the corner again, trying to maximise. Does hit the barrier, but a barrier hit should be easy enough to handle with the lost time. A respawn it caused significant damage, as I've previously said.
Yeah, it's still 14 seconds behind.
Nice and tidy. Yeah. Let's go, just staying there for benefit of the stream. Now it's still 14 seconds behind. Would take one of the bigger respawns needed to close that up. Right, but like I say though, 2:34 is still a very, very reasonable time. Certainly on a track that isn't Snail's strongest, it does take time to master all of the tracks and to gain a proficient enough skill level on your weaker tracks to be able to handle these 1v1 situations at this high level as you're coming up against opponents the like of Esco and Snail mobbing Randos. Right, you need to be on the top of your game the whole way through to maximise on your advantages. It's like speed differential between opponents. Like we saw just in this round alone, we've seen both Zombie and Luke, and then Nacho and Jack going to the penalty shootout, needing that randomly assigned 3 tracks to then be chosen by chat. So it is very tight at this stage of the competition. Snail's car just misbehaving through the tube, gets himself spun around nicely and through the gap. Good clean lines from Snail. The boost. Oh, it's a dodgy line there though, and he sends the car into a big spin. Don't think he's going to land on the platform, does need to respawn again, but it was some phenomenal flair from Snail. Like, absolutely sensational stuff. Sent the car ass spinning, really nice. Maybe hoping to nose plant on the wall just to straighten the car back up to level, get himself flinging forward a little bit more. It's good and clean. I believe I did answer that question, critics. Now just feathering the throttle round the corner, knows he's not on for the best time, so no need to push too heavy. And let's go. Esco, having waited. I was just saying, with you having waited, we wouldn't have seen any improvement on the 229.8. 8.3.
Yeah. I started getting nervous on the last lap when I crashed into that thing, but I didn't look at the time.
No, I know you hadn't looked at it probably since once you'd actually gained the advantage.
Because I was looking at the map and it didn't look like he was that far behind, but it was like It must have been 14. Well, it was 14 seconds, but I crashed, so it
Yeah.
must have been a bit more than that.
Well, this is something I'm going to have a word with Lazy about, because I know he is looking to have a break from competitive GTA racing himself, but I know he'd maybe like to stay a part of the community because he's made a lot of friends and stuff, so maybe he'd be interested in becoming the proper official French commentator.
Oh, that would be good. Like.
Just to get it multilingual, man, like I think it'd really help. Like, even if it does split the audiences a little bit, because I'm not getting the French audience so much, like,
Yeah.
it'd attract more people in general to then pop across everybody's channels. We do the English, occasionally send them across, like the English speakers, and then send them across to Lazy. He does French speakers and occasionally sends us across to hear us, sort of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As I
The
stumble
French
across my word.
connection.
That's it, yeah. What the European Union should be. Working together in good harmony. It's good and tidy through the corners. This is rally. This wasn't on my list. What track did this replace?
It's because I sent
Is
you
this
the
instead
tracks
of
from
Green Machine? Yep.
Yeah, I sent you the wrong list.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's fine. We did clear that up. It's just I hadn't. When you said you'd not put Green Machine in, I forgot to ask which track you replaced it with. I'm guessing Vespucci is one of your tracks though, because you do. I know you like that place.
No, so it's Plumber 2's after this.
Okay.
I think that's the last one.
So it's quite
Is
a
it?
shake-up. Yeah, it would be. Let me just get that written down and changed. Nice and tidy into the tube, into the tunnel by both. No chance of getting hooked up on the sides as they head down the hill and on to the apex. Nice and clean. There's my little bit of roach gone. Snail is closing the gap after the apex, maybe having clipped a little bit more curb through. Takes a narrower line and an aggressive line, but Snail misses the checkpoint. Oh my god, I feel so bad for him really. He was pushing really hard, closing the gap, just took a little bit too much risk with the corner. And my man, Ventura.
I take a risk for rally because I'm not even that great at it, man. I just know a lot of people crash on it.
Like, you know you're decent on it, basically.
Yeah.
And you know that people can make mistakes. That you can push people into making mistakes even if they're around your speed or a bit better.
Yeah.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly the type of thing to do from time to time. You put in a track that you know neither of you is your best, but you know that you're proficient enough, you drive within your ability nice and safe. Just that 1-2% little downgrade on your overall speed, so it stops you making some of the little errors, and you force people around your speed to make the mistakes. It is a very clever ploy to do, and very smart to play it out, because it also gets you into that mindset of playing it a little bit safer on some of your stronger tracks as well, maybe. Doesn't make you go into the mindset of taking big risks all the time in these situations.
I mean, I chose this over Green Machine, and it's like one of my favorite tracks. So.
Yeah, you didn't want to get yourself too complacent with it all being tracks that you're favourites. Again, another good point of view to have once you have got yourself a good wide variety of tracks that you are competent to good on. And when I say competent to good, I mean like you're 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds off world record pace day. Like they're not bad times, it's just the way we sell it for stream is the tip-to-top times, the world records, and then everything else below is good to okay sort of stuff. Like, but as I say, hello Ventura, if you're just joining us, that does see it move to 4-3 in Marty's favour.
Yeah, baby.
With the final track left, Plummet 2. And as I say, going to have a little word with Lazy, see if he's potentially willing to become French commentator. I think that might be something else that I do a ticket on ESCO, is to see if they can increase the spectators, because then we can maybe get a German, a Japanese, and cover all the languages across the world eventually if they'll give us like 173 spectator slots.
Yeah, that suits me.
But if they give us 4 or 5, you know, cover the main languages for now around Europe, and then we can extend from there.
Yeah. I hope I start second. I fucking hope.
So I know you don't want us to make it into an e-sport game. We know your game's not ready for that, but we're trying to do what we can YouTube-wise.
You just want to start second. Oh my god, oh my god.
Let's go. Happy to be starting second. Not something you often hear, but able to swing onto the curb slightly easier.
I just hope I don't fucking barrier around.
It looked like Esco got a bit of a jump start there on Snail.
Ah, I can't swing over.
That was it. Nicely. Snail gets himself up to speed nicely.
Oh my god.
Esco hits the barrier early. Does allow Snail to bow a little heavy off the barrier from Snail as well. Will allow Marty the chance to close the gap back up. I think already coming up the hill himself, swinging in to the right turn. Snail down, halfway down the straight, swinging into the right turn before the downhill straight. Avoids the gap in the barrier, heads over to the right side of the track, drifting to the right curb, letting tyres just drift across. It gives him the maximum amount of time to try and build up a couple of brake boosts along the way. He's had 2 and then 2 squeal effects, so the half sort of brake boost effect that stops you losing the speed from the braking. Now across the jump nicely.
Ah, I fucked it.
That's it, behind. And that is going to see, potentially without any big mistakes from Snail. Damn barrier has a magnet, such ass, it really does, man. I have many issues with them myself. Now with a big slide, all you need to do, lad, to keep it nice and safe, don't make any big mistakes, and it will take it to a tie for the second playlist tomorrow night. It's been an incredibly intense affair, again, as we're drawing to the end of the racing. Make sure you do head over. Even if you don't speak French, go show Lazy a little bit of love. He has been doing the commentary in French. And then also, please do head over, check out both Snail, aka JJ on YouTube, and then also SeeMyBuild, that is Esco. Both regular uploaders with lots of varied content between two. Esco regularly hosting playlists, and subscribers are occasionally able to join, and as all of our channels grow, we will be doing more subscriber and community based activity here and there on stream. Nice and tidy across the curbs from Snail, no mistakes with the barrier, and I believe that is going to see it go back to 4-4. We'll have basically a soft reset going into the second playlist tomorrow night. Anything can happen. Now, is you want to have sports tyres for the plummets and stuff like downtown loop. It's not got any tubes. To 50.640 from Snail. 311.568 does see Snail bring it back to the draw. 4-4. They've both taken one track off each other in the city. Out of Trench 2, Dual, Mazebank did go to Esco, that's in the city. And then Snail just having taken Plummet 2 from Rally, Spinner, Wall Climb and itself from it too. Yeah, and Big Drop. And or Benny's tyres from Big Boys. That's the new boys in chat. Big Boys. You might know him as a racer. So do follow that advice. Somebody knows what he's talking about. Just gets you the extra boosts through the loops. Gives you a little bit of extra boost on the curb boosting and brake boosting. Oh, wow, ladies and gentlemen, Esco, how are you feeling going into the next playlist tomorrow?
He's a little bitch, but
and as I did say earlier, all of their beefy banter is really just banter. They do have a huge amount of respect for each other, really. It does usually show through after these things have wrapped up, so I doubt it will be good in the chat tonight between them. I look forward to it, and I'll bring that to you tomorrow. If there's any developments, like calling each other like slow as a snail if Marty starts calling him out, or Snail saying he's a bong smoking stoner. Hit another bowl and then another one for me from Jesse James Esco. So that's 2 you need to hit for Jesse.
Alright, I love 2 bongs. Another joke.
There we go, he'd love it, he's going to do it. Internet's playing up again. I don't know if he'll be able to join the playlist later. No worries, critics. Hopefully it does fix itself up and you will be able to join it. Great racing, GG, and thanks, Fox. No worries, new boys. And it was fantastic
thanks,
racing.
for spectating us, bro. I appreciate
Honestly, it is my pleasure. Before I wrap up, just once more, do my little run through. Please do head over for the first time doing French commentary. That is Lazy for You. And that is Lazy from the community. Do head over, show a little bit of love to him for doing that for the first time. And also please check out both Snail, aka JJ, and our man here in the party with us, SeeMyBuild on YouTube. For any other commentaries as well, there is quite a few from this competition and the one before on Jack's channel as well as my own. So please do subscribe and hit the bell notifications on all of the channels. Thank you all so much for tuning in. This week will do a stream to discuss what sort of subscriber stuff I will be bringing into the channel over the next couple of weeks and then going forward, and we'll move forward as a streamer / content creator from there. Massive thank you for helping me reach 151 subscribers over the past 24 hours, and I will say good night from myself. It is 4-4 in the first playlist, so tomorrow night is going to be exceptionally tense, and that is goodbye from me.